1931, almost. I was almost there. Now, before we get into the show proper, let me just make it perfectly clear. I am not 100% healthy from last week. Some of you may hear it in my voice. So, if you're listening to me through headphones, be warned, I am prone to bouts of coughing if you haven't already read some of the comments. But with that being said, welcome to the show. We're starting off with 4 viewers today. That's fantastic. So let me give a quick shout out to my 3rd tier and above patrons, Reese and Wayne. Thank you very much. And also Tim. Thank you very much for being here. As well as we've got Underdog. Hello in the chat as well. And we have got issue 11. This is going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully, with the the whole glue thing going on, and we'll get to that in just a minute. If I remember where I put them, they've delayed the magazine. Apparently, I was checking the T's and C's of the Conquest magazine. Nowhere does it actually say we're going to get every 4 weeks. They're very specific in saying it'll be every month. So we will have to see what goes on there. Hopefully it's going to roll round now that they've given us our legally required cardboard piece of packaging that I'm pretty much sure everybody threw away. As you can imagine, I can't remember where I put them. It arrived and I was like, oh, yeah, that. Oh, actually, I think I put them up there out the way. So we'll get to those in just a minute. But yeah, with the cardboard packaging for the glue. Let me just grab it. Because it's ridiculous. No, I can't even remember where I put it now. Oh, there it is. There we go. That is what held up the packages. Apparently, that's what I heard on the grapevine. Is because legally they had to supply that. When they supplied that, you know, what, 8-10 weeks ago now. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. If it's every month, subscribers are screwed as there are 4.5 weeks to a month, and we will get further and further behind. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it worries me a little bit that you know, further and further behind. Every 4 months we're going to be, every 4 months we will be, every 4 weeks. Yeah, once a month we're going to get half an issue behind. So give that 2 months, we'll be a full issue behind. 3 months will be an issue and a half. You get where we're going there. Yeah, it is a little bit worrying. But according to the internet, it was this packaging that delayed it. Now, if you imagine, that is how we're supposed to have received it through the post. Well, with that thing there, which, you know, I don't see. I mean, yeah, it's got some details, legal details about, you know, not to eat it. But, you know, could have just sent us an email, couldn't they? Don't eat your glue. Don't sniff it. Issue 15 is out tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So currently I'm ahead. I think. No, I'm not. Yeah, we're currently up to date. 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we're up to date for 1 day, and then we're behind again. So, yeah. What's in issue number 15? Issue number 15 is a putrid dude with the wings. Let me just grab that one. What's his name? A biologist putrefier. That dude there. That's issue number 15. And then issue number 16 is like the worst models in the Primaris range. Is the oh no, oh wow, we get a big one. Hang on a minute. Excuse me. Issue number 16 looks interesting. Issue number 16. Now, I won't get to this, obviously, for a long time. 2 intercessors, an inceptor, a single inceptor, and 2 hellblasters. So that's quite interesting. We're not ahead, Wayne. We're on time. Issue number 15 is out tomorrow. This box only goes up to 14. So we're up to date for one day, and then we'll be behind as of tomorrow. So, because that's issue number 14 there. That's the last one there. I'm pretty sure that's how it is, isn't it? Who's that? Yeah, because that is because in issue number 12, which we'll do tomorrow, is not tomorrow, sorry, next week, is the Foul Blight Spawn. So I do sound stuffy. Yeah, I am a little bit. Hopefully it comes out all right across there. Yeah, I miscounted. Yeah, it's yeah. So we're up to date for one day, and then we become behind. But what else did we get in the? What's it is? This magazine came with the plastic handle, which is fantastic. I do like this little thing. Let's open this little bad boy up. There we go. Let's have a gander at this. I love this thing. I've now got 6 of them. Braving it for the viewers. Yeah, I am trying. I felt really bad. Gabriel Seth is doing a really bad job of getting painted. He seems to be the show that I keep having to miss, because I'm rearranging the studio and I'm getting ill. And then I've drilled a hole in his backpack and all sorts. And he's made a fine cast as well, so it's not going well for him. But I tell you what we will do. Let's get rid of my ugly mug. And let's have a look at this lovely little thing here. I do like these things. They are pretty stiff when you first open them up. Number 6 of mine now, that I'm pretty happy with this. That comes with it. So our free gifts are a plastic plastic glue piece of wrapper, which I'm very glad to have got that through the post. But I'm now going to throw that away. And this handy little thing. I do like this handle. It's brilliant. And that will come unscrewed there. Very, very nice. I'm not 100% sure why they decided to put that screw handle in. Because although, now we already know that if you haven't already seen it, as a 100 subscriber giveaway, I do have the XL painting handle to give away. Oh, and breaking news, after I bought that one to give away, I then decided that it wasn't going to be fair to give one away and not have it myself, so I went out and bought myself one as well. So I'm not 100% sure why they decided to put the screw onto these handles, because even though that's identical to this, they are identical handles, and so they will screw on to the other one. When they're actually in use, I don't see any reason why you would unscrew these things. So unless perhaps maybe you guys at home have got would like to unscrew it to put it away, maybe. I mean, that would be a much easier. That is much easier to store alongside, you know, those as they are. They're a lot flatter, and then perhaps these will get stored in a drawer somewhere. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure, but because while they're being in use, I don't understand why you'd unscrew them. Maybe that's what it is. It's just for ease of putting them away. Because I was hoping, and a lot of people were hoping when they... Let's move this out of the way because I keep rattling around with it. When GW first released these, there was a lot of talk about perhaps, you know, they will sell these bits by themselves. And so, you know, they'd release various handles to, various clampy bits to then put onto your existing handles. But so far they've now released 3 separate handles. I don't have much use for the handy helper one, so I haven't got one of those. I'll probably pick up another couple of these for myself, and I've got 6 of these things now. I'll probably pick up another 4 at some point, so I've got a nice round 10. They are fantastic products. Possibly one of the best, in my opinion, and I'll go live on the internet to say it. This was probably one of the best painting equipment pieces of stuff that the GW have released, to be fair. I mean, the water cup, you know, it's just a vessel for holding water. I mean, it might have little fancy little bits with it, but I don't think there's much special about that. The various tools that they sell are ridiculously expensive, and you can buy, you know, much better, much longer lasting for literally a couple of quid. The knives are expensive. The mold line remover, well, we already had the little one from here. I don't even know where I put the little one from the Conquest magazine. Yeah, so there are various tools that GW sell that are either ridiculously priced or, quite frankly, not worth, you know, the money that you're spending. But these handles that GW have been selling, there are others on the market. Some of them are the same price. Some of them are more expensive. Some of them look better. And you've got various other handles on the market that have little things that come up here for you to hold, put your finger on. So you've got, you know, so you put your finger up there to steady the model, and various bits and pieces. These don't have that, but for this handle, for a £5 a piece, they're really good value for what they are. You know, a £5 a piece for those. And yeah, I mean, yeah, there are others on the market. And then this one was, what's this, £8 for a big one? No, you know what? They're possibly, I think these are possibly the best things that GW has sold for, you know, painting aids or, you know, painting, you know, paraphernalia, shall we say. I can't really comment on the brushes though, because I don't use GW brushes. So, you know, the starter brush makes a good dry brush. I mean, that's about as good as I know. But, you know, in a couple of weeks' time, we will be opening up the first GW brush that we do get with Conquest. And speaking of Conquest, let's get cracking on with the magazine. Let me get rid of this, because this week we're getting into some more Primera stuff. We got the Aggressors. I'm looking forward to getting these put together. They're not push fit models, which, oh yeah, hang on, are they push fit? No, they look like they might be push fit. Yes, they are push fit. Shut up, Will. Yes, they are push fit models. So we'll get those pushed together and we'll have a look at these. These don't come with the options that the regular kit comes with. You can choose. These only come with the flamers in the push fit variety, whereas the other variety do have the options to put them with bolters. So we'll have a look at that. Wow, never knew they were a £5. Yes, I'm pretty sure they're a £5, and various local game stores will do them cheaper than that. I do believe I didn't actually pay a £5 for mine. I think I paid about £4.50 for them, I think. Maybe even cheaper than that, I'm not sure. So yeah, 9 more to buy. Yeah, definitely. I think they are fantastic. They are fantastic bits of equipment. So these Aggressors, I'm looking forward to these. These are... See, this is where I'm at with these models, as I haven't been painting many of the Conquest models that have been coming through. Yeah, I've got commission stuff to do and various other bits and pieces. But I'm starting to think that perhaps I might start a different chapter. Maybe I'll paint these as salamanders, perhaps. I don't know what I'm going to paint them like, but we'll get on with building those at the end of the show. We'll have a look at those later. But for now, let's have a look at the Conquest magazine, and as always, tear off the front cover, because I don't need that. Yep, from Langdon Games, yep. That's where I get it from. Pretty much everything I get. I've got to go in there tomorrow. Space Marine Aggressors. Here we go. So we're having a look at the brand new models. We haven't seen these before in the Conquest yet. The Primaris have done pretty well for not having anything replicated yet. And the Aggressors are in this one. I'm liking these. Now, a lot of people say in gameplay you do need to wait until you've got your repulsor to be able to get these things around the board. But other than that, they're nice looking models. I do like that. They're like Primaris Terminators, basically, aren't they? I do like them. And a bit of a breakdown in what the Gravis armor actually is, which is essentially Primaris Terminator armor. So that's quite nice. So we'll put that to our side. Well, actually, I'll tell you what to do. Let me grab my folder, which is just here. And we'll do a quick shakedown of where this is going in the folder at the same time, without smacking the microphone. Here we go. So we're looking for the warrior section of the Space Marines, which is just before Hero Space Marine chapters. So after that, so after the heroes, so there we go, Space Marine Warriors. We've already got the Intercessors. There's the Reavers, and we'll pop in the Aggressors next to that. Then we have a look at Warzone Ultramar. So Nurgle cast a greedy eye on the realm of Ultramar, preparing his forces to spread their foul blight and pestilence across the home of the Ultramarines. Oh, sometimes I just love the language that they use. It's really great. So this goes into 40k war zones, which I believe is somewhere near the back of the section. I am starting to really like the way that the no, it's at the beginning of the section. I do like the way that this folder's coming together. I think it's going to be a really easy way. I mean, as far as I'm aware, I have never read the fluff that goes in to the beginning the beginning bit of the rule book. As far as I can tell, I don't think I've ever read the fluff in the beginning of the rule book. It's just too much. But I imagine that this is, you know, because of the way they've broken it down, you could really kind of get a feel for it. Sorry guys, gotta pick up your girlfriend. See you in a bit. Alright Tim, see you in a bit. But I do love the language that they're using in this, the way that they do it. And perhaps, you know, now that it's in bite-sized chunks, I might actually get to read, you know, the fluff, because essentially this is what we're building here, is the fluff at the beginning of the rulebook. And there we go. I said about salamanders, didn't I? We're having a battle with the Salamander Space Marines. So it's the first time, if I remember rightly, we've seen a battle in the battle section that is against, oh no, we had Raven Guard in battles number 2. So we're starting to see some more chapters being mentioned again, and it would be nice to start seeing, we'll see if we get any more fluff anytime soon about some of the other chapters. You're reading the magazine slowly. To be fair, I haven't really read them. Once they tend to go into this folder, they tend to get forgotten about. So here we go. So we've got the how to build the aggressors, and again, it's fairly simple to put them together. We got 2 full pages of 2 double-sided pages about how to put these guys together. So we'll put that to one side for the end of the show, and we'll put the aggressors together shortly. And then how to paint them. Again, there won't be any priming, which is a pain in the butt, but let's nip to the painting section of the book. And then we've got Space Marines number 5 Space Marines number 5. So it's nice as well, that's all it says here is where to put them. So we got the Space Marines here, Space Marines number 2, number 3, number 4, and moving over to just before the Death Guard, how to paint them. I tend to ignore the how to paint guide purely because I don't paint anywhere near the way that they do in this book, which is why when we go along with these guys, which is why I've been doing these guys, when we get the new paints that are required, I do paint this guy as we go along, the same as this one here, so that even though I don't paint the way that these magazines do, I paint along with it. And I've just realised actually I missed some gold on this guy. I missed gold, so I'm going to need to go back over this and do that again. So I'll do that off camera. I won't bother with that now. I love reading the fluff. Read all of them. You read the issue and then you put it in the folder. Fair enough. I tend to. I'll probably read it section by section once it's all done. So we got tutorial for mission number 10, which will go all the way through to the back of the book, because that was it. Tutorial for mission number 9. So this mission is Fire and Fury. In this issue you have a guide to using your aggressors in battle. These units make use of flamer weapons that work differently to your other guns. Play through the game as you read the tutorial and follow the guides. After you learn the new rules, you have a new mission to play through. Wow. So what we got? We have got 3 aggressors against 3 Plague Marines and all 6. Is that 6? No, all 12? How many pox were it? It would help if I actually read it here. You would need 12 Poxwalkers and 3 Plague Marines against 3 aggressors. With a 2-up armor save, that's probably, I don't know. Could swamp them and get them swamped in dice. So what have we got here? Yes, because these guys have got a ballistic skill of a 3-up. Yet you don't have to do that with flamer weapons. All you have to do is actually just be in combat, be in range. But it's 2D shooting attacks that hit automatically, and they can still shoot even if the aggressor's advanced in the movement phase. I didn't realise that. When was the last time you painted those on camera? That would have been the day that we got the shades through, because other than that, we haven't had any extra paint put on them. So now what we need to do now is we've just got the mission to play that, but in the middle of this we've got the tutorial. Whoops, let's bring that over here. Automatic hits. Another battle with the odds in Imperium favour. It is in the Imperium favour if you can keep them at arm's reach. If those Poxwalkers get into combat with you, those 2-up saves will only last so long before you start rolling, you know, a 1 and you lose a wound. So, okay, will you be painting them on camera again? It depends. I'm no doubt I will be, because if we have a look at these, we've got things like the skulls. You can't really see very well. I don't know why. But we've got the horns, the skulls, the skin hasn't had any shade put on it. We've got no texture to the base, which I'm pretty sure that they will have. And we've got no highlights on any of it. So I imagine that, yes, I will be putting them back onto camera at some point. It's just a case of just waiting for those particular issues to come through. And likewise with this guy. You know, the lenses haven't been done. We've got, again, no highlights on him. Purity seals haven't got anything on, and again, texture on the base. So yeah, they will come back at some point. So we have got a new tutorial here about automatic hits, so that comes off of there, and that comes off just behind the tutorials number 12 of the vehicles. So we'll pop that in there like so, and then we have the replay of mission number 10, which will be interesting. Let's see how that one works. Aggressors march purposely across the cargo deck. They have to cleanse the deck before more Death Guard arrive. A large mob of pocketwalkers lumber across the deck towards them, directed by a trio of pestilent plague marines who aim to stop the aggressors, which is fair enough. To win, reach a Death Guard deployment point for a Space Marine. To reach a Death Guard deployment point in 4 battle rounds, and the Death Guard need to prevent the Death Guard from reaching the deployment. So that's fair enough. Sorry, you're diverting the chat. To be honest with you, Wayne, you're the only one chatting, so it's pretty much your chat room at the moment. Unless anybody else has got anything else to add or to ask. Let's get rid of that glue off the edge there. So there we go, and there we go. That is the replay of issue number 10. And then, of course, as always, subscribe. And next time round, we have got the Foul Blight Spawn, which is the second. No, is that the first character, or is it the second for the Death Guard? I've lost count now because I know what's coming ahead. I know what's coming in the future. That is the first character in issue number 12, isn't it? Who else is here? I have no idea. Don't forget, we've got Underdog was in the chat. I imagine he's still knocking about somewhere. Tim's run off. I don't know about anybody else. Excuse me. So, we have got issue number 12 is the Death Guard character, which is the first character. I just having a quick look around. And then in issue number 13, in 2 weeks' time, we'll open up the container and I'll actually do that. It will be the first Death Guard character. We have 2 Marine characters. Yep. Although, having said that, we did just have a look. We have got another Death Guard character coming very, very soon in issue number 15. So, it's taken a while to get there, but they seem to be leveling it out. Even though, yeah, they have been duplicating the models. But it's starting to come together. I'm sure, you know, once it's all done and dusted, you know, it'll be level enough as it is. So, I will close the folder away for now. And we'll come back. I'll put the... whoops, sorry about that. I'll put the aggressor instructions in there in the future, but for now I'll use them just to make sure I'm putting the models together the correct way. They don't have a massive potential just by looking at them for kit bashing them together, which can be a bit of a pain in the butt. But I think a couple of flamer aggressors is going to be just what the doctor ordered, so we'll get on with those. Even with the other box of non-push fit aggressors, they're not particularly customizable in my opinion. They probably would do with yeah, they're not particularly, you know, you put them together as you're told to. Really, it's not really a case of, not like the old kits, which I don't mind that. I mean, there's a lot of talk recently about how, you know, a lot of the models are kind of monopose and you can't really do much with them. But my opinion is that, you know, I've seen what the old kits look like and I can't stand them. I don't mind my monopose models as long as they look good. I don't mind it. You can always paint on character. That's my opinion. They don't all have to be, you know, painted in exactly the same way, click and paste, copy and paste kind of models. You can paint extra stuff to it. Part number 13. The trouble is now, I've got these models, there's so many bits to them, it's going to take me a few minutes just to figure out where all the bits are. You know, I've just done number 13 here is, that's his, what is this? This is the back of his head, back of his body. His head's all the way over here. Be careful not to chop off those lugs. Whee! And where's my knife? There. So we get these bad boys put together, just to close out the show. Perfect opportunity for me to ramble. Don't forget, if you haven't already entered the competition to win yourself your XL painting handle, there's still time to do so. I won't be closing the competition until Boxing Day, so there's plenty of time to get in there. All you got to do is watch the video and comment on it. All the instructions are in the video. I'm pretty chuffed with that one, actually. It came out quite nicely. And speaking of videos, my patrons have had access to a couple of videos for the Blight Hauler that came through a few weeks ago. I'm painting that up and editing some videos together about it. And they're getting put in the bank, ready to be released publicly. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to keep them under wraps for the time being. And I'm going to spend the time between now and the new year. I'm going to start getting a bank of videos together, being released to my patrons, so they can watch them as and when they're finished. And then come the new year of 2019, I'm hoping I'll have enough ready to be released to start doing some videos, hopefully back once a week again. So that's the plan. Looks like you and me, mate. Yep, absolutely. But if anybody wants to watch a video in the future, they'll get all that information through. So the new year is when I plan to hit the deck running with some videos, hopefully once a week. Patrons will theoretically be getting videos more often than that, but they will also get further and further ahead of what's being released on YouTube. I can give a sneak peek at the models themselves. Where are we up to at the minute? So if you decide to become a patron, you can see this Blight Hauler in all its glory. So far we've got the armor plating done and the metallics. The next video that my patrons are waiting on is the skin and the fleshy bits underneath. And I'm also currently working on a new video. This one isn't going to be part of the video. This is just a test piece, but for some Gene Stealer cult models. That's an aberrant that I'm working on at the minute. And my patrons all part of the all get to see the see those models as they get done, and in the chat as well. They get to know what I'm working on before I even start filming it. Speed painting? No, I don't think I'll be doing much speed painting. God, that was... I might do the odd video whenever it kind of comes up, or maybe the odd speed painting challenge will be, you know, on a quick show, and I'll just do a bit of a thing. But it won't be something major like it was the other week. So we just need to make sure that these models get pushed together nicely. We do have some gaps going along down there. I'm not too worried about them because I know what these things look like when they're done. Number 15 and 16 are the legs for this guy. They got so much bulk to the to their armor that I'm not sure those gaps are really going to be an issue. But the blasted mold lines on these Primaris Marines do my head in. You can see these legs are on the sprue sideways, which means the mold lines run right down the center of the shin, which is a real pain when you're trying to scrape the mold lines off. It was great and a privilege to watch the speed painting, as you were the only one. You were, weren't you? You were the only one in the chat that day. And you're the only one in the chat today as well. So we could pretty much do whatever we wanted today. But then having said that, this video will be available to watch for time immemorial. So I might want to actually deliver on what I've promised in the title. So speaking of which, I'm not actually sure I checked the description before I started the video. I might have to edit that when I'm done. Look again at the chat. I am looking at the chat. What am I missing? Am I missing something? Oh, what was that? No, that's what I want to do. It says Conquest issue 11. It is issue 11. 2 watchers. 3 watchers. Oh no, no, I am the second one. I am the third watcher. For some reason it's all the way over there. You forget, Wayne, I don't have the same view as you do. Right. Yeah, these aggressive mold lines are a pain because they run right down the center of everything. It's really difficult to get rid of all of the mold lines, especially on the shins there. But we can pop that on there. Everything. There we go. Pop that onto there. Now, I've done 6 aggressors in my time, actually. I have painted these for a commission for somebody. I painted them in black, of all things. They were Iron Hands, I believe. No, not Iron. Were they Iron Hands? Yeah, I think they were Iron Hands. The good guys. Yeah, that's the Iron Hands, isn't it? Although he didn't ask me to paint their hands in lead belcher. I do remember that. But yeah, trying to get these things painted was a nightmare. They have so much stuff going on around them. It's easy to forget bits and pieces. So go around looking at all these. Oh dear, that's some terrible molding going on in there. Something I've just noticed. Let me see if I can bring up the camera controls, which are here. If I do that, yep, that's the right one. Let me just bring up the webcam options. Let's bring up this guy up to here. Let's bring that focus in. Let's put that, where are we going? In there, and bring in that focus. Give me the focus. There we go. Oi. There we go. Let's bring that right up. Look at that. I'm a little bit disappointed in that. That is not some nice looking mold. That's not some nice plastic going on there. But you see what I mean now about that mold line. Go right down the center of that shin as well. It's a bit of a pain, but that mold there, that's not brilliant. I expect much higher definition of detail from GW than that. That is not very nice at all. I'm gonna cough, just bear in mind. Hang on a sec. Oh dear. I expect much better detail from that from GW. Oh, let's have a quick drink. Yeah, that's not brilliant. I'm not sure how that's going to look when it's done. You forgot to share it. Hold on, you'll be back. Fair enough. I actually did quite a bit of sharing myself. Oh dear, I think I've heated up my handle as well. Right. You shouldn't have to leave the video to share it around, actually. Right. There we go. Now I'm trying to pop these in. Look at this. Hexagonal what's-its, which is fine. They'll go into various positions. But only one of them. Not both legs. So I might have to glue these guys, glue them up when I've finished painting them, just so that they'll actually stay together on the what's it? Facebook and Twitter done. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Wayne. I think I did Facebook and Twitter as well, and various groups as well. 20 and 18. This is taking a while to get through these guys. They're taking a little bit longer than the others. There's funny enough, you know, they might be push fit models, but they're still in quite a few different pieces. There's almost as many pieces as the original ones, as the normal ones. That's part number 20 is over here. Where's part number 18? Part number 18 is missing. Where is it? Come on. Part number 18, all the way over there. There we go. Let's clean this guy up. There we go. There's something else actually that I'll reveal here, as I've been having a chat with Warhammer Viking. He's popped in and out of some of my videos. Keep your eyes open for some collaborations going on there between me and him, probably sometime in the new year, maybe sooner. We'll see what happens. We might be starting a little show, or I might be getting involved with them making a new show at some point called the Great British Paint Off. 5 watches. Thank you very much for joining in. say hello in the chat while we're having a bit of a chinwag and scraping the mould lines off of this model. Fortunately with these Primaris Marines, that could be a little bit easier said than done. Scraping mould lines, that is, not joining in the chat. So, oh, I forgot part number 14 as well. I need to put the backpack on. Where's that? It's number 11. Is that part number 11? No, it's not. That is part number 14. There we go. Right, let's get part number 14. There we go. Pop that off of there. Massive tubes and all sorts going on over it. There we go. I was wondering what was going on there. He looked a little bit thin. Wasn't much going on the body. Scraping all those bits off. It's always worth putting in the time at the beginning of the model. Pays off at the end. There we go. Right. Feel like what I should do is get some of that royalty-free music. Just get that played on a loop. No, that'll probably get annoying, wouldn't it? Can you imagine that playing on a loop underneath these shows? These shows are about an hour and a half long. Have elevator music for the next hour and a half. Just go around. Although I suppose when I'm talking you wouldn't hear it. I'm sure it drives some people nuts listening to that. Right, now I'll try and find the right angle to put his arm on. There we go, in it goes. There we go, squish. Yeah, there's a lot of parts of this model that do need gluing, otherwise they're just not gonna go apart. So even though this one is a push fit, it definitely needs gluing together, otherwise you're just not going to get the right effect out of that one, especially this bit. Look, you see this just moves around there. There's just no way that that's not going to just stay where you want it, so we will have to do this. What I'll do is when I've primed and probably when I've painted him as well, he'll get glued together. That's a good thing about these push fit models, is when they're, you know, you can pull them apart, you can paint them, but you can still, if you paint what you can when it's connected, you know, the bits that are pushed together, all those pegs and stuff, they're pretty much protected from paint. So you should still be able to use plastic glue if you wanted to, because once you get paint on something, you can't use plastic glue until you scrape all the paint off of where you want to glue it. Whereas with these push fit models, you can kind of push them together, do your painting, and as long as you don't start getting a load of paint down where all the pegs are, you'll be able to pull them apart and just paint them, just glue them back together with plastic glue, which there will be a video on that. Well, it'll be part of a playlist watching me do that. like I said, all in the new year. That's when I plan on getting everything really up to scratch. I'm spending the next, what we got, 3 weeks left of 2018. I'm going to spend those weeks cracking on, getting some videos made, getting them in the bank, getting them waiting, getting them ready to release, and then we'll start releasing videos, hopefully in a much more regular fashion than what I have been doing. Oh, coughing. I should feel better soon as well. Get rid of the cough and we'll be alright. Right, here we go. How long has it took me to do this guy? It's taken me forever. I think it's taken me about half an hour just to do this one guy. 25 past. Right, keep an eye on the time. It depends on how long my voice holds out as well. Get the angle on this right. There's the hole. You know roughly where it's going to go, because you can see it connects on there, connects there, and we just need to find the right angle of attack at the shoulder. What's going on here? Where is it going? There, right there. Is there something on there? Something on here not letting it go in properly. There we go. Pop straight in there. There we go. Once you find it, easy. There we go. And this one's the Sergeant. Playlist for the win. I love them. So easy to watch. User followers. They are 10-15 minutes. Great length to watch. Yep, absolutely. That's what I plan to do. Paint away and edit the videos to about 10 minutes long and then move on to the next one. There we go. So I got one of these guys together. You can see they're a bit of a pain. I tell you what though, my voice is starting to hurt. As you've already said, I'm a bit stuffy. So I think I'm going to just call it a day there on that one. You see me put one of these together and I've got another two to go. And they do take some time for those to come together. But there we go. I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave it there for the painting. I'll do a bit more of a chat before I leave. But I think I'll leave that there. So if I start another one, it's going to be a while. And I don't think my voice will hold out quite that long. So I think that will do for there. But I'm quite happy with this Conquest magazine. I mean, you know, they're aggressors, but they're, you know, they're nice models. It was a decent magazine overall. And as a subscriber, we do wait. Oh Christ! I'm dropping everything now. As a subscriber, we do get one of these nice little handles, which I'm quite happy with. That's number 6 for my collection, which these guys will also fit onto, which is nice. There we go. Nice for painting. I'd suggest go and get some more of those because they're brilliant. I love them. I've now got 6 overall. 4 up there. There's 1 there. I've got them somewhere. Yeah, I've got them somewhere. Anyway. Yeah, it's been great. I'll get the rest of those painted up and put in there. But thank you all for joining me anyway. It's been a pleasure, as always. With any luck, I will be fighting fit come Thursday when hopefully Gabriel Seth will get his time in the light where we can get cracking on with painting on some more of him. It's been great. Don't forget with the Conquest, not Conquest, with the giveaway, 100 subscriber giveaway, the painting handle XL. Don't forget to go check out that video, and once this video goes live, I'll probably put a link in the description below if anybody happens to have watched the entire of this video in the future, maybe when Tim gets back. Thank you very much, Wayne, for joining me. It's been a pleasure as always, and I think my throat's about to give out. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for watching this one, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. All right, ta-ra.